The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that the upcoming episodes will bring an emotional storm with the character Liam, a man who is always torn between the two most important women in his life, Steffy Forrester and Hope Logan. After many years of watching, the audience is too familiar with the image of Liam unable to make up his mind, constantly returning to one of the two women whenever his relationship with the other cracks. But this time, the situation seems more serious than ever, not just a love affair, but a life and death secret that is being hidden. Liam asked Steffy to keep his illness a secret from Hope, a hidden action? In the most recent episode, Liam asked Steffy not to reveal to Hope about his hospitalization as well as the serious illness he is facing. It is worth mentioning that Liam and Hope have a child together, and such secrecy will certainly deeply hurt Hope if she knows the truth. This action has many people wondering. Is Liam taking advantage of the situation to approach and manipulate Steffy's emotions? Obviously, the fact that he only shares with Steffy makes her feel like she is the only important person in his final days. This will make Steffy emotional, and at the same time, it can revive old emotions that she tried to bury. Is this a trick to pull back Steffy, or is Liam really trying to protect Hope? Some viewers believe that Liam is trying to keep his distance from Hope, not because he is cold or heartless, but because he wants to protect her from the pain of loss. He knows that when Hope knows the truth, she will suffer terribly. And perhaps deep down, Liam cannot bear to be the source of the collapse of the person who was once the greatest love of his life. At the same time, he also does not want to hurt Steffy, the woman who shared the stormy years with him. Liam kept secrets from the two most important women in his life, but chose Steffy to be with him in his final moments. What does it mean? Death has not come yet, but the feeling of knowing that he is about to die has weighed heavily on Liam's shoulders like a sentence. Dr. Bridget announced his incurable illness, a truth that even Liam could not fully accept. He tried to be strong, tried not to cry in front of everyone, but when facing Steffy, who always understood him deeply, all his masks seemed to collapse. The moment Liam burst into tears when Steffy held his hand, not letting go, will be one of the most emotional scenes in this tragedy. In Liam's heart at this moment, there is not only the fear of death, but also the torment of past mistakes. He betrayed Steffy, hurt Hope, and now, standing between life and death, Liam feels that he does not deserve forgiveness from anyone. So he started thinking about leaving and disappearing from their lives, so as not to bother anyone anymore. The latest images from behind the scenes show Liam at the airport, preparing to board a flight to Paris, perhaps the last journey of his life, and he wants to do it quietly, without saying goodbye. Is this the end for Liam Spencer? Everyone is waiting to see if Liam really boards that flight, leaving all the people he loves, or will something stop him at the last minute? Will Steffy chase after him? Will Hope find out the truth and show up in time? A sad ending or a new beginning from tragedy? The bold and the beautiful is pushing the climax to its climax, and the audience cannot take their eyes off the unexpected developments of Liam, a man torn between love, guilt, and fate. A dangerous undercurrent is brewing between Taylor Hayes, Ridge Forrester, and Brooke, the three central characters of Forrester Creations, and it could soon explode into a major crisis that threatens not only their romances, but also the stability of the entire Forrester family. According to the latest developments, Taylor Hayes may ask Ridge Forrester to fire Brooke Logan from Forrester Creations, a bold and incredibly risky proposal. Perhaps Taylor thought that, after Ridge chose her over Brooke, she could use this psychological trick to completely remove her rival from their lives. But if that's Taylor's thinking, she may be surprised and disillusioned to discover that there's a line that even Ridge isn't willing to cross, and that line is Brooke. Despite officially choosing Taylor, Ridge often shows affectionate moments and regretful glances towards Brooke. Longtime viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful are all too familiar with Ridge's inconsistent ways, sometimes infatuated with Taylor, other times drawn to Brooke by an invisible, unbreakable thread. Ridge is nothing if not conflicted, and that conflict is even more evident when faced with Taylor's dead-end request. More importantly, Ridge is not the type to be ordered around. He is proud, stubborn, and always believes he is right. Whenever pushed into a choice, Ridge tends to rebel rather than obey. So even if he has feelings for Taylor, he can completely refuse this request not because of his feelings for Brooke, but simply because he doesn't like being forced. Fire Brooke? Eric Forrester won't let that happen. Even if Ridge wavers and wants to please Taylor by firing Brooke, Eric, the founder and pillar of the company, will never let that happen. Eric has always had a special relationship with Brooke. Not only did he appreciate her ability to run Forrester Creations, but he also considered her part of the family, despite her romantic struggles. Moreover, Brooke was an irreplaceable icon in the history of Forrester Creations. Her contributions from creation, operations, to media connections were too great to be eliminated because of a romantic disagreement. Eric understood that, and he would not let an emotional decision destroy the company he had worked so hard to build. In addition, Brooke and Ridge had a child together, RJ. This blood connection meant that Brooke would forever be a part of Ridge's life, whether Taylor accepted it or not. Firing Brooke from the company would also mean creating unnecessary tension in the family, especially with RJ, who was finding his place in both the company and the family. Ridge understands that cutting Brooke off completely will not only affect his work, but also complicate his relationship with his father and daughter. If Taylor really does issue an ultimatum, asking Ridge to choose between her and Brooke, the consequences could be dire. On the one hand, if Ridge refuses to fire Brooke, Taylor will feel betrayed, and this could threaten their already fragile relationship. On the other hand, if Ridge really listens and acts, he will not only lose Brooke, but also risk hurting Eric's trust, and even causing a rift in the Forrester family. In other words, Taylor is forcing Ridge into a dilemma where no matter which side he chooses, he will lose something important. The irony is that Taylor's possessive and aggressive actions may be the reason Ridge once again returns to Brooke. For years, Ridge has wavered between the two women, but one thing has never changed. He can never stand the feeling of being forced. And it's Brooke's gentleness, tolerance, and intelligence that keep him from pulling away. If Taylor pushes too hard, it only serves to remind Ridge why he keeps coming back to Brooke, not because she's perfect, but because she understands him in a way no one else can. The tension is building. Taylor is walking a thin line between faith and despair. Is she willing to risk everything, including Ridge's love, to get Brooke out of the picture? And if she fails, will it be too high a price to pay for her obsession with being the only woman in Ridge's life? Ever since Finn found out that Luna was his biological daughter, he has been in a spiral of emotions. He can't stop thinking about her, not only because of shock, but also because of the gnawing guilt. Part of him can't accept the fact that all these years, he wasn't present in his daughter's life. He didn't see her first steps, didn't hear her first daddy, and didn't have the chance to protect her from pain. Finn not only regrets missing those moments, but he also believes that if she had been raised under his guidance, Luna could have been a very different person, not the woman caught up in dark secrets, bad decisions, and especially a shady connection to horrific deaths. That pain is not easy to heal. On Thursday, Finn will finally reveal the emotions he's harbored for his mother, Lee. He wanted to find comfort, or at least sympathy, from the woman who raised him. However, he soon realized that Lee was not willing to share this burden. Instead of sympathy, Lee poured cold water on her son, coldly declaring, It's too late for Luna. For her, Luna was no longer a child who needed to be protected. Luna's choices, especially her involvement in 2 deaths, had closed the door to hope. Lee saw in Luna not a pitiful daughter, but a threat to the family's honor and safety. The terrifying warning, "If you don't cut off Luna, you will lose everything," in a tense development. Lee bluntly advised Finn to keep his promise to his wife Steffi and stay away from Luna forever. She emphasized that if Finn continued to seek a relationship with Luna, he would lose Steffi, his family, and even himself. Lee's warning was more than just a mother's words. It was like a cold verdict. Either Finn chooses his blood, or he chooses his current family. He can't have both. This is a powerful psychological blow, especially since Finn is someone who values honor, loyalty, and family affection more than anything else. The question is whether Finn agrees with his mother's cold assessment. Is it true that Luna is beyond help, that she doesn't deserve forgiveness, love, and opportunities from her biological father? Or is it because of her complexities, cracks, and mistakes that Finn feels his responsibility is heavier than ever? The more important question is, does Finn really want to cut off his relationship with Luna just to please Steffi and maintain his current life? Steffi is the wife he loves dearly, the one who has been by his side through many storms. But blood is inescapable, and the bond between father and daughter, though only just beginning, may be something Finn can't ignore. Finn's internal struggle has begun and is only getting more intense. He's caught between 2 poles. On one side is his duty to the wife who has been by his side since day one, and on the other is the sacred calling of fatherhood. Whichever path Finn takes, he'll have to make sacrifices. And the scary thing is, no choice is without scars. The bold and the beautiful is gearing up for a very emotional twist. Finn must decide, will he become a family man by turning his back on the past, or will he become a true father by embracing Luna even if it costs him his marriage? One thing's for sure, what's ahead won't be easy, and it will change all of their lives forever.